Here we have a house, and we're just looking kind of top down on this property with a nice little green garden, and there's our house and the smart meter emitting its data. And like I say, it does this for 90 seconds every 24-hour period, and it's sending back your usage of electricity for that day. Now, it used to be that they would read your meter once a month or once every 2 months, and that was perfectly fine. But now they want to know what power you used every day. But let's pull back. Let's look at a whole community of houses here. And we can see as each wireless meter pulses out its 4 watts of your data to the world, how a whole community can be affected by other people's smart meters. Now, the health effects of this wireless technology has been looked at. Some people who, and we're talking scientists here, we're not talking about people on the internet who are unqualified or just have an opinion or heard something down the pub. We're talking about scientists who are saying, hang on a minute, we think we need to just hold back because we're immersing whole communities, babies, parents, grandparents, 24/7 with high-powered radio waves. So having a meter on your property pumping out radio waves all the time, and don't forget, it's 0.1 watt all day and all night every day, and then it peaks at 4 watts for 90 seconds every day. You don't want one of these on your bedroom wall.
Dirty electricity, also called electrical pollution, is caused by an interruption in 60 Hz alternating current that is delivered to homes and businesses. The major causes of dirty electricity are electrical appliances like computers, cordless phones, and televisions that operate at a frequency higher than 60 Hz and interrupt clean 60 Hz current. Transmitters that interrupt electrical current, like smart meters. Direct current electricity converters, like battery rechargers and solar-powered generators that cause interruption. And return currents that travel through the ground. This video will address smart meter devices that are designed to replace electricity, gas, and water meters. Smart meters use dangerous radio frequency microwave radiation to measure and monitor your electricity, gas, and water usage. Smart meters also create dirty electricity because they are transmitters that interrupt the 60 Hz current and then contaminate electric current waves. Dirty electricity may be even more dangerous than the radio frequency microwave radiation from the smart meters. Dr. Sam Milham is a physician and epidemiologist who specializes in occupational medicine and the health effects of electromagnetic fields. He is the author of the book Dirty Electricity. You can visit his website to read his recent papers at sammilham.com. That's SAMMILHAM.com. Dr. Milham has done several studies proving that electrical pollution is a universal carcinogen that causes cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and suicide. Dirty electricity couples with your body because your body is an electrical conductor. Harmful smart meters communicate with the grid. The grid is a transmission system that delivers electricity from power plants to transmission substations, to distribution substations, and then to homes and businesses. Smart meter pollution is even more concentrated at apartments because many meters are clustered together. In the state of California, the California Public Utility Commission, CPUC, claims authority over smart meters.
Every time I hear that, it's pegging this meter. It's transmitting. It's quiet now.
Oh, you turn anything on or off?
No. It's doing this all day, see? Can you see this? Now watch it happen. The one means it's overloaded. Okay, smart meters. Boy, that's an oxymoron. They're going to call them dumb meters. It's a transmitter. All transmitters work on direct current. They take the alternating current from the utility and use a switching power supply to make the direct current. Well, that's how all transmitters make dirty electricity, because the switching power supply interrupts the current flow and puts this dirty electricity back into the wires, just the same way cell towers do it. The idea about the meters was they were supposed to put into a smart grid, which would actually measure power used by the various devices in your house, your stove, your fridge, your TV, and these would all talk to your smart meter, and the utility could perhaps optimize the drain on the grid, which means that they could, at the push of a button, they could shut you off before they had to come out and unhook you. But the smart grid is just going to mean more radio frequency and microwave radiation in your house, and again, it's not an elective thing, because probably down the line you won't be able to buy a stove or a fridge without this capability. So I just think the whole thing is nuts. The idea of smart meters, basically, it's just tremendously advantageous to the utilities. They don't have to send people around to read your meter. They take this electronic digital device, transmits the electric usage data back to either substations or to a central collection point or down a daisy chain of houses, so that they don't have legwork or manpower involved in reading the meters. And the thing I don't like about them is they transmit in the megahertz range, in the microwave range, either through air or down wires. Now, there was a type of smart meter, there is a type in use in other places, which is even worse. It actually sends the signal down the wires to the substation. And I've seen tracings, oscilloscope tracings in a house without a meter on it, but with meters in the neighborhood, showing that the meter signal, in this case it was really identifiable because it was only 6 cycles a second, which is really unusual, really low. That's where your brainwave is. And that you could see the signal in this woman's house. She was electrosensitive, that's why she paid somebody to come and measure her house, and it was making her sick without her having a meter. So it proves that these meters in the neighborhood were contaminating, her living space. And the other thing I don't like about it, it's a completely involuntary thing. They just slap it on your house and say, love it or leave it. I mean, if you don't like it, we'll shut your electricity off. The other thing about them that's bad is they're very liable to computer hacking. You can't hack the old meters because they're analog. So, I mean, terrorists could really knock the grid down with a little sophisticated program.
Who do we go to get this problem resolved?
Good luck. There's I can't get anybody to believe that it exists, number one. That's why I wrote the book. like both of these schools I dealt with in the valley, they hired the same company at $30,000 of my tax money to make an electrical measurement of the schools. They didn't measure the dirty electricity. That's the only thing that was abnormal. So that they won't acknowledge that it even exists. And I said, you know, the California Teachers Association, I've written them, I've talked to the school district people. Look, the only thing that's going to catch their attention is if they get their butts sued. So I'm going to attorneys now, and hopefully we can get an attorney to nail. The smart meters are bad in that in the last couple of weeks I've had a couple of women call me who had to move out of their homes when the smart meters got put in their neighborhood. They got that sick that quickly before the meter even hit their house. So what I'm doing now is I'm going around to neighborhoods that don't have the smart meters yet, making house measurements, and I'm going to make some ground current measurements. And after the meters come in, we'll see how it's changed. That'll kind of build a case against the smart meters.
In a related topic, utilities can also be sued for returning electrical currents through the ground. Electricity always returns to substations because it's on a circuit. Utilities should have upgraded their return transmission wires when the population increased, which also increased electricity usage. But instead, utilities just stuck the return wires directly into the ground. So the electricity now returns to the substations through bodies of water, sewer pipes, pipes in your home, and the ground. Utilities are in direct violation of the California Public Utility Commission's Rule 33.2 that forbids using the earth for return currents. The California Public Utility Commission has allowed this to happen, and they may also be sued and held accountable.
We are now entering the brave new world of smart meters. That means your electric meter will do so much more than just show how much electricity you use. The new smart meters are watching you. They sense all kinds of goings-on. They see when you turn something on or off. They see how many watts your electric toothbrush pulls. They send the record of that little event over wireless networks, bouncing through your neighbor's smart meters, all the way to the power company where they keep record of all your electric consumption volumes and patterns every minute of every day and store that data forever on computers that you'll never get to see. That data shows when you are at home, shows when you're sleeping, shows when you're on vacation, when you have visitors, when you use a lamp, a power tool, some extra computers, and if you look like you're running a business out of your home. It even senses when you bootleg energy off the grid. Your smart meter data shows a vivid profile of your personal living patterns and whether or not you were at home on the night of the murder. This is not electrical metering. This is personal surveillance. This is a search without a warrant every day. This is your personal private life going straight out through your electric meter to the power company, to the government, to the police, to the insurance company, to anyone who cuts a deal with your power company to look at your life under a microscope. Sorry, it's actually worse than that. People who don't cut a deal can get your information too by simply intercepting the wireless signal spewing from the side of your house. Yes, smart meters are radio transmitters. Here's how you tell. This one is a 1-watt radio station licensed by the FCC. On this all-news radio station, every detail of your electrical life is shooting off to some institutional data center somewhere. Already, the police in Ohio, Texas, British Columbia, and places I don't know about are regularly using smart meter data to pinpoint marijuana grow houses, enforce business licenses, and punish people for doing things in the privacy of their own homes that you were not supposed to do, but they wouldn't even know you were doing if they weren't spying on you. Your power company apparently gets to sell your personal life story to whomever it wants. Any unusual power consumption pattern is considered probable cause to raid you for growing marijuana or running a computer server without a business license. This is about as Big Brother as it gets. Those friendly men with their truckload of smart meters are going door to door with something a little different than a Christmas carol. My personal opinion is that you and I need to demand that these things be taken off our homes. It is not possible for your power company to claim they have the right to install a surveillance device on your house. Smart meters are no different from wiretapping devices. And in case you didn't know, wiretapping is illegal in all 50 of the states and the federal territories. If you let your power company put a smart meter on your house, you may as well walk around all day with a Facebook helmet webcam pointed at yourself. They have convinced themselves installing smart meters is lawful by some reaching to the moon jive called implied consent. If you say they can change your meter, they pretend you consent even when you don't know really what they're doing. Here's a tip. Tell them they can't change your meter. They had no trouble billing you with the old meter. If you send them a notice by certified mail that they may not install a smart meter or any other surveillance device on your house, their implied consent goes out the window. I would do that if I were you. In fact, I did that, and I'm not even you. You can see a copy of my letter in the drop-down next to this video. You can copy and paste that into your word processor. Make sure and change the info into your own info. The post office will give you the certified mail slip. Those friendly guys on the sidewalk told me that they plan to put a smart meter on every house in America. If they do that, it will no longer be America.
And I've changed the sensitivity of my analyzer here because the pulses are so strong from these two smart meters. Currently what's being read on my analyzer is attenuated by this device here at the end of my middle finger. Add 2 zeros. So right now you're looking at 300. Okay? And we're going to go up and read these 2 meters. And see how high their pulses are. 300. 149,000. 139,000. Over 199,000. Listen to the clicks to find out how often it's pulsing. Over 199,000. So many pulses it can't recover. It's off the range of my meter, my analyzer. But the analyzer is picking up the pulses. I'm sorry, I don't want to stand here anymore. There's the antenna at the point of my device. The readings vary a lot. You can see the notice telling you to stay back. I've been up here before. It's made me sick to my stomach. Spikes out. We're looking at about 7,000, 5,000, 6,000. Just have to add 2 zeros. 15,000, 20,000, 22,000, 23,000, 20,000. Now what's funny is that I have measured a smart meter that was up to 20,000. I wouldn't live here. I know someone who does live here.
If you are concerned about BC Hydro's new smart meters, you have the Provincial Privacy Commissioner on your side. She released a report today that says Hydro could be doing a better job of rolling out the program. But the Commissioner does say the utility is protecting privacy and security. Close to 2 million Hydro meters across the province are being upgraded, and critics don't like them. They're concerned about health and privacy, and the resistance has even produced a smart meter blocker made in Victoria. CTV's Joe Perkins has the story. He joins us now live. Joe.
A list of recommendations have been put forward by the Privacy Commissioner. BC Hydro says it has the report, it will implement the recommendations, but the corporation might also have its attention on something else, the smart meter blocker made right here in Victoria.
Not the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
But she admits it is unique. This is the smart meter blocker.
Smart meter blocker right here facing, and our bed is just on the opposite side of this window here.
Bailey hadn't thought about her new smart meter until her friend, the co-founder of a new business that sells the smart meter blocker, told her she needed protection from it.
He said, "Did you not understand what the background is of the smart meters?" Started doing some digging.
They'll replace existing electricity meters with modern digital devices.
She learned BC Hydro was under criticism for its new meters, some arguing they are a violation of privacy, others worrying the use of radio frequency could lead to health problems. She too was worried and feels this could be the answer.
The creators of the smart meter blocker couldn't speak to us on camera. They're plumbers in Oak Bay and say they couldn't get away from the job site. They also say it was the job site where they came up with the idea. After a few tests and many sheets of tin iron, they say they eventually had a product that works.
I can't speak to that. I don't know what the product is.
The blockers are intended to stop the meter's radio frequency, which some people worry has carcinogenic effects. The meters would still function, but BC Hydro workers would have to come and read them manually instead of having the data transmitted wirelessly. But health concerns are only half of the equation. Many worry the meters violate privacy rights.
They were offside the law because they failed to notify clients of BC Hydro about the collection of the data, and that's a requirement under the law.
A report released today says BC Hydro is in violation of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. The Privacy Commissioner says the corporation hasn't adequately explained to customers the purpose of the meters. Bailey agrees.
We should be more aware, and BC Hydro should give us more information as to what's going on.
The Privacy Commissioner has now asked us to increase our existing communications with our customers, letting them know that we are collecting hourly consumption data and what we'll be using that data for.
The report outlines 14 recommendations. BC Hydro says it will implement them all. As for the newest product,
if it's protecting my health and my well-being and my sleeping, then I am all for it.
BC Hydro says when the switch is flicked on smart meters across the province, it will initiate a conversation with any customers that had faulty meters. It's unclear if the smart meter blocker would fall into that category.
So the big question is, does it work? The creators say it does. Dana, who you saw in that story, says she's been sleeping better since the blocker was installed. But until the smart meters kick into effect, it's a bit of unknown on whether they actually will prevent radio frequencies from leaving the meter. The owners also say they've looked into the legalities behind it, and there are none. Now, they have a website, smartmeterblocker.com. It's $60 for one blocker, and Hudson, all the information is there. They expect it to be a big hit, and people will start ordering them as soon as now.
But BC Hydro insists that there is no concern.
No, and they don't know anything about them. So,
all right. Thank you. Joe Perkins reporting. Joe, thanks.